I know this probably threw on our viewers off because what?
What? Exactly. Weird.
So, but anyway, Merry Christmas. Your present is that the Dames are together.
It's so exciting.
Anyway, but what else?
Oh, wait. Oh, happy Festivus. Even though that was a couple days ago, but happy Festivus.
Woo! We need a Festivus poll.
We do.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah, okay.
And then happy Hanukkah for those that celebrated that.
Correct.
I don't think any of our viewers celebrate that other like make-believe type of holiday that showed up. So we won't say happy to that.
No.
No.
No. But it's okay because it's Christmas. It actually is Christmas for us here. Our
for
East
3 more
Coast,
hours.
Our East Coast friends, it just got finished. So, but the rest of the country, haha, we gotcha. But really, we're not here for Christmas.
Mm-mm.
No. We are here to do our feats of strength. No. No. We've had too much to drink already.
Which reminds me, I'll drink to that.
Right, let's drink to that. Okay, so we got drinks. No, we would like to air our grievances.
Oh, no. 2014. What a great year.
There's so much to grieve.
Yes, there is. I think we should start off with our personal ones and then go on to everything else that's happened in the world.
I like that plan. I'm going to let you go first.
All right. I had to write all mine down because I'm still a little bit jet-lagged. And let's face it, I have not been sober since before I landed.
Well, yeah. And that's okay. That's what happens when you come to my house. So people come to my house. Yes. It's an awesome place to visit, by the way. Just saying. Okay.
My first grievance is to the place that holds my money for me. Because right before getting on a plane to come here, I found out some money, close to over $200, is missing from my account. So I'd like to file that underneath a grievance. Yeah. Fortunately, I do not have my union representation to help me with that. Though I think they should. I'm a union thug. I should get something for it. The other one is just my trailer. If you are friends with me on Facebook or you follow me on Twitter, you know my trailer has just been not nice to me this year. I did not have running water for the first 2.5 months of this year. Please don't ask how a lot of things got done. I'd rather not talk about it, but just remember I'm redneck. But yes, and then it's not getting any better, so that was another grievance of mine. I have 2 more. One is I keep having problems with my hair color. As you saw, my hair color was different yesterday.
It was.
I know what it is today.
True story.
I washed my hair today, and literally half of my color washed away.
There was purple in there.
There was, and now there's like none.
There's blue though.
Oh yeah, my blue
is still there. I like that. Yeah, it's very pretty.
So, but my last personal grievance, because like I said, I'm a union thug. My mom brought me up to be a very independent woman, and for the most part, I am. Unfortunately, like I said, I work for a union, and this is why unions are ruining America. They're trying to make me into a dependent tattletale, and I can't stand it. They want me to go to them so they can fight my fights for me. No. That's so un-American. Okay, I'm done.
So bad. So bad. And we don't want anybody to fight our own fights for us, but unfortunately, in some cases, we have to.
Here's the thing: I'll fight my own fights, but if you want to join me, yeah, I will always allow you to join me in a fight if you want.
I got your back, man.
All right.
Cool. I got your back. So, I really only have a couple personal grievances. And I might find more as the show goes on because, you know, I've been drinking and then we're going to talk about some other stuff that really gets under my skin. But my first grievance is for all y'all out there. All y'all. I know you drive. I know you do. I know that you had to take a driver's test at some point in time in your life in order to get a driver's license. And part of that driver's test, whether that be on the road or written, was a little teeny tiny rule of the road called right-of-way.
What?
I know.
What?
It's true. It is an actual rule of the road, and it helps people at four-way intersections. Now, here is how it works. If I pull up to the stop sign at the same time as somebody on my right, we get there at the same time, the person on the right goes first. Hence the term right of way.
Whoa! Mind blown.
However, if I'm pulling up and I get there first, and then the person on the right gets there, I go first because I got there first.
Okay, now you're just trying to bring logic into driving.
Okay, if I am going straight and you are turning left across from me, you're going to turn left. Yeah, I go first. You could pull into the intersection, and as I go, then you go behind me so as to save time and not annoy the other drivers. That's allowed. But the whole point of right-of-way is if you get there at the same time, the person on the right goes first. It's not whoever can hit their gas pedal first goes first. No, and it's not those who do not make a full and complete stop go first. You need to stop and then go in the correct order. If I get there first, I go first. Get there at the same time as you, person on the right goes first. Might be me, might be you, I don't know. Right of way, people. Big problem here in Vegas, just saying. So it's kind of an issue for me. And then just a little personal side note about me. There is one thing that I truly, truly hate that I will just boil my blood in about 2 seconds, maybe even a nanosecond.
Yeah.
I think I
think it's up there with telling a woman to calm down. It's even almost like a hair worse than telling a woman to calm down at any point in time.
It really
to
is.
Everybody else in the world.
It really is. And I actually went through this, and Miss Sparkles here actually witnessed this happen recently. Don't call me a racist. Just don't. Let me tell you my story. Okay? Here's my story, real quick. I have 2 brothers. They are adopted. They are both mixed race. I love them more than anything on this planet. I will defend them to the end of this earth. Let's start there. Growing up in my very white bread high school, and yes, I went to a very white bread high school. It was in a town called Whitefish Bay.
Oh my goodness!
The joke was that it was White Folks Bay. The majority of my friends were not white. Okay? Just gonna throw that out there. Alright, now, flash forward. Okay. I lived in Jamaica for a year. Fun fact about Jamaica. White people, minorities. Not that many of them. So when I lived there, I dealt with a whole lot of racism. Not reverse discrimination. No, let's be clear about this. Actual racism. Pinching my skin, peeling it to see if it was real. True story. It happened on more than one occasion. So, when I voice an opinion about how somebody is handling a particular situation and that particular person happens to have a darker skin pigmentation than I do, my grievance with them is not the color of their skin, it is the content of their character. So, stop calling me a racist. Oh, and if you do call me a racist, do me a huge favor. Stick around. Yeah. Because the person that called me a racist not only defriended me, but has now blocked me. True story. So, if you're going to call me a racist, stick around, let me have a rational conversation with you about why that's not true. And those are my personal grievances. And like I said, as we go on, I may find a couple more.
Right.
And if I do, just go with it. We're trying to keep a format.
No, we're not.
Y'all have watched the show. You know better than that. Rabbit hole. Oh, shiny. So, yeah.
And plus, it's been that kind of last few days.
It really has.
Yes.
It really has. We haven't done a whole lot.
There's a reason why there's been no pictures posted yet, people.
Dude, we went shopping yesterday. I never go
By the
shopping.
way, I'm moving to Vegas just because booze is way cheaper here than it is where I live.
True story.
For that fact alone, I may move to Vegas.
24-hour town as well. Just FYI, you can get booze at any time. Like, you could drink 24/7 if you really wanted to.
Oh.
No problem. No problem whatsoever.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go into
Shared grievances?
shared grievances. I would like to start off with the GOP.
Oh.
Because okay, dear GOP, though I've never talked to you directly before,
You suck.
pretty much.
Mm.
Here are my grievances. Even though you won, kinda, you got more coverage than Verizon this year, my major grievance with you to start off with, you did not back Dan Bongino. Bongino. I'm going to get his last name.
It's okay. It's okay. Dan, we love you.
Yes.
We've been drinking, so just go with it. Not that I think you're watching, but I really hope you do, because I really love you.
You're
Okay.
awesome sauce.
Maybe not. No, they didn't back him. Not at all. And you know what? Even without their backing, he came within 1.5 points of winning.
Which is amazing, because he had little money, and he went door to door.
Door to
And
door.
for the fact that he got that close tells you people want something. But if he would have gotten GOP backing,
He would have
he
won.
would have won. What were you thinking? You hipster name dude that I can never remember how to pronounce it. Was it Rents?
Rents Priebus.
Dude, seriously. What that? And then you don't back Dan Bongino, but you back the guys that have been in there for 20 plus years and are establishment and don't care about people like us anymore. Seriously. Whiskey, Tango, Foxtrot.
I really want to give a hand gesture that is inappropriate right now.
I'm going to do the Italian one.
Yeah, there we go. Vaffanopoli. Anyway, we're not happy with you, and if you don't get your freaking act together, and soon, you are going to lose a lot of us conservatives. See, this is what I don't think you understand with the GOP, or I don't think the GOP understands. Your base is conservative. Conservative, not Republican. Okay? Okay? Let's huge. Let's be real about this.
Talking Michael Moore's size, but huge.
I happen to be registered as a Republican. The only reason that I am registered as a Republican is because I like voting in the primaries. I cannot do that here in this state registered as an independent. And I would be damned if I'm going to let other people choose what candidate I'm going to be able to vote for when it comes to the general. Like, no. I get a say. So I'm registered as a Republican. That doesn't mean that I am a Republican.
No.
There's a huge difference. I'm very conservative. I'm very family values oriented. I am definitely pro-life. I love God. In fact, happy birthday, Jesus.
Yeah, happy birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
Hey, we're going to party like it's your birthday. Anyway, that's your base, GOP. Crazy ass people like us. But conservative.
Yeah.
Okay?
We're not progressives for Jesus.
No.
But what we would like is to keep more of the money that we earn.
That would be nice.
There's
Hey,
your first starting point.
how about y'all try to get the fair tax pushed through? And if
Okay.
you can't get the fair tax pushed through, which, dear Lord Almighty, I have no idea why you wouldn't, with having control of both houses. In about, 2 weeks, you're going to have control of both houses. So let's work on the fair tax. If you feel that you can't get the fair tax through, could we talk about a flat tax?
Something.
Because the IRS is out of freaking control.
Oh my goodness. That the headaches people have to go through at tax time is enormous. And what was it? How many pages is there? It's...
Oh, Lord. I can't even count that high.
Was it 700 or just 70,000 pages? Either way, it's way too long. In all honesty, tax codes should never, along with bills that go to Congress, should never be over 50 pages. They should really be smaller than 30 pages.
The fair tax is 32 pages long. Come on. You telling me you didn't read that? You read the ACA. Sorry. Tried to say that with a straight face. It didn't really work out. So you're telling me that you read all 2,500 pages of the ACA. By the way, just for the record, I did. Just FYI. So I knew what was coming up in it, and you all still rammed it through. Anyway, moving on. You can't read a 32-page bill that's been out there for a decade? Wow. Really? You can't read 3 pages a year? Really?
Seriously? What's wrong with you?
You have AIDS. Like, not disease, but you have actual AIDS.
You have people that will help you. You pay them. Unless you're certain people that don't. But
some volunteer, and that's fine, but they still do the job and they take it seriously. I've known a few. In fact, I actually know one that used to be a White House page. Anyway, moving on. But the point is, GOP, you are going to start losing money. In fact, every time you call my house and ask for money, my husband and or I tell you off and tell you where to stick it. Because I will give my money to individual candidates as I see fit at this point. I will not back you 100% because you back people I don't like. And then you don't back people that are
amazeballs,
flipping amazing,
who are smart, have cojones.
I mean, seriously, you're not Dan Bongino. That's just such a great.
But here's the thing, Dan Bongino. You don't need to know much about him, but he was what, NYPD, and then he was Secret Service.
Secret Service.
He has cojones. Versus Lindsey Graham, who is quite flaccid. But yet you'll put money behind the flaccid one over the one that would get things done.
I can't even. You said Lindsey Graham. I don't even have the energy to go on with the rest of this. You're going to have to do something to perk me up.
Which brings me back to my last point in grievance to you, the GOP. Yes. Quit letting the DNC castrate you. You now have Joni Ernst amongst your ranks in Washington. Let her teach you how to castrate the opponent.
Let her off the leash. Just let her go. Let her run.
Because I'm pretty sure this female can teach you boys some things.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Let her teach you. She'd be more than willing to teach you. Because I know the way that I know how to castrate things. It's easy, but it's kind of painful for the person. Yeah. It involves rubber bands. Like I said, quite easy. Kind of painful.
Oh, that's true. Oh, sorry. Moving on.
Yeah. So GOP, listen up. Gosh darn it.
You're just shooting yourself in the foot, and you're making yourself look weak, and we can't look weak. We freaking won both houses.
And if we want a chance in 2016 not to have a Clinton or Warren, don't do it.
We're watching you. And if the dames have anything to say about it, y'all are screwed. If you mess this up.
Like we said, we're made.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what that means, look up gangsta lingo.
Watch the movie Made. It's fun. It's funny.
Yes.
It's very good. But it does give you an idea. Yes. Anyway.
Yes.
So what's next on the list here?
Al Sharpton.
Done with you.
Al Sharpton.
Oh, hells yes.
Okay, Al Sharpton. Because when it comes to race baiting, he is the masturbator.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Now, how do you feel about... I'm not even going to call him Reverend because he is no Reverend. Because I've read the Bible. I know a little bit about the Bible, what it says about what a shepherd, leader, pastor, reverend is supposed to be. He is none.
No.
None, yes.
No. he comes from the era of Martin Luther King. This is what I don't understand. He was alive and very active during the time of Martin Luther King. How did we go from judge a man by the content of his character, not by the color of his skin, to leading a rally where the people in the rally are screaming, "What do we want?
Dead cops.
When do we want them?"
Now.
Explain this to me.
And the thing that gets me, though, the cops that were killed because of that weren't even white.
No, Hispanic and Asian. And the guy that did it was black. I just, it boggles my mind.
It does. There's so many things about Sharpton.
Mm.
Number one, stop losing weight. You look horrid. Not that you ever looked really great, but dude, seriously, your head is now 10 times too big for the rest of your body.
Oh, and speak English.
Oh yes, please.
Learn to pronounce words.
Learn to read. Hooked on phonics.
Ah, worked for me.
I mean, there's help out there for you. I'm not a big fan of government programs, but you seem like you are. Use them. I will give my tax dollars freely if you can learn how to read.
Wait.
A teleprompter.
Stop. He owes $4.5 million.
Oh, that's right.
Some ridiculous amount of money in back taxes.
Yeah.
Hey, Al Sharpton. Hey.
Hey.
You can call me Al. How's about you pay your taxes and stop leading rallies where people are screaming that they want dead cops, and then you might start having an actual say in things again. We might give you some props for that, but basically you're a jerk, and I can't deal with your dumb face anymore. And if you talk anymore about police brutality, you're going to have to worry about my brutality. Now, I'm not going to come find you. I'm not going to beat you up. But I will find a way to just completely terrorize you on social media.
Oh, yeah. Because here's the thing that you have to know that we're chicks. We don't believe in killing because you don't learn anything once you're dead.
No.
No. But we do believe in negative reinforcement.
And positive reinforcement.
That's you. But
you do good things, I'll give you props. You do bad things, I'm going to rake you over the coals.
Exactly. Maybe not that specifically, but you never know. We're going to keep
right.
We'll keep that open.
I mean, we might not have the biggest format right now, but we reach a decent audience.
Yeah, and we know people.
And we both have a fair amount of followers on Twitter. And then the people that follow us have really good audiences. And many of them actually like to retweet stuff that we say about you.
Mm-hmm. True story.
Yeah, so just saying, shape up, get your minions under control, pay your back taxes, and then your lips are doing this. I need them to do this. Go away, do your job.
Yes, please just go away. And to your employer, MSNBC, why? Why? Not that I agree with your whole formats, because
no.
I had to watch you when CNN was taken off Dish for a month.
No.
Yeah. Nothing like 22
Sorry.
I went into break one time hoping for Wolf Blitzer, and I got Ronan Farrow.
Ugh.
Big difference.
Shoot now.
Do you really consider yourselves a news channel? Because you guys seem a little more TMZ than actual news.
They do news.
What? TMZ?
No, MSNBC.
They said they seem more like TMZ. The TMZ even has more news than MSNBC.
Yeah. That's true.
It is. It's kind of sad.
I'm sorry, but MSNBC.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. So Al, just get it together. Please.
I would like to bring up one more grievance about Al.
Yeah.
I honestly believe, bottom of my heart, you, and I'm censoring all my words because it's Christmas. Happy birthday, Jesus.
Praise Jesus.
Yep. You should be charged for the accomplice in the 2 murders of those cops.
Oh yeah, I've seen your. What do we want?
Dead cops.
When do we want them?
Now.
Oh, that was yelled at your rally. Yours.
And you did nothing to stop it. You encouraged it.
Right.
You and your mayor friend de Blasio both need to be charged and put in jail. And not even the nice jail. I'm thinking Rikers. Is Rikers even open still?
It is, but here's the thing. Because they're both, like, high figures. No. Here's the
general
thing.
population.
They won't go into general population.
They should.
They should, but...
Just for 4 hours. General population for 4 hours.
Oh, they'll be dead. Jeffrey Dahmer went into general population. That's why he died, by the way, just FYI.
And I remember how he died. Kind of hilarious.
It was, yeah, it was...
Perforated colon.
Yeah, to break a mop head.
Yeah.
Anyway, I lived in Milwaukee at the time and followed the case very closely. It was kind of pretty gross and disgusting, but anyway, yeah, and your ambulance moment about that you were getting death threats, oh, shut the F up.
Seriously? Do you know how many death threats we get? And we don't cry to nobody.
Amen.
Actually, we kind of make fun of them.
Oh, yeah. It's more fun to make fun of them. I also take screenshots of stuff that is very horrid. And if they continue doing that, they do get reported. And don't worry, I've got this. But you want to cry. You know what, Al? Let me explain. Let me sum this up really quickly. You're getting death threats. Police are getting death certificates. Stop it! Just stop with your whining. I can't take it. Don't whine. Fix your own damn problems. Do you know you wouldn't get death threats if you weren't so stupid? I should probably not drink so much before we record.
Sad thing is, she's only drinking wine. I'm just sitting here drinking bourbon.
But this is a big glass, and I'm already 1 big glass in, so...
True story.
Should we move on? Because...
Let's talk about that one first.
Which one, this one?
Yeah.
This one that's a little bit more funny?
Yeah, because there was a lot of things that happened this year, and we just wanted to do grievances of the whole year.
Wait, before we go in, can I lead it in?
Go for it.
Okay. Dun 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 dun. Yes, folks, we have grievance over the Sochi Olympics. Oh my goodness gracious sake. Okay, number 1. Why did they choose Sochi? Number 2, you had 6 years to prepare for this. And you weren't done when the athletes started showing up. You weren't done. You had 6 years. Okay. All right, fine. You're not done. Fine, whatever. You bit off more than you could chew, and your contractors were done, and people were starving, so they couldn't work as hard. Okay, I got it. Okay, I can't even... Can you make doors that open? How many athletes got trapped in either in the rooms or out of their rooms or in their bathrooms because your damn doors wouldn't open? How many pictures of busted through cardboard doors did we see on Twitter, on Facebook, on MSNBC, on NBC, on all the sports channels?
I even think there was a whole Tumblr blog devoted to the fails of Sochi Olympics.
Okay. All that being said, now, Sochi, I don't really blame you for this one. I blame the Olympic Committee on this one because they elected to have I kid you not, the Winter Olympics in what is known as, ready? Wait for it.
Wait for it.
The Russian Mediterranean. Now, let me explain the Mediterranean to you. It is always warm. It is always beautiful. It is on the coast. There are beaches. I think they were even manufacturing snow the day of. You really? International Olympic Committee? IOC? Really? What were you thinking? If you're going to have the Winter Olympics, have it somewhere that has winter.
Yeah, that white stuff.
That would be like hosting the Winter Olympics here in Las Vegas.
Which would be kind of interesting.
Ooh, that would be fun. But we just don't have the mountain terrain for it. I mean, we have mountains, but they're not like, mountains.
Right.
Okay. You could have the Summer Olympics here, but you might have athletes having heat stroke.
Right.
Okay. So we talked about the doors that don't open, the hotels that weren't finished, the electricity that didn't work, the water that came out yellow. Well, we didn't really talk about those. I'm just listing off some things. Let's talk about the keys that broke off in the doors. But I think my biggest issue with Sochi, the roving packs of wild dogs.
Wait. Sochi is in Russia, right? It's not Australia.
No.
Huh. Things you learn.
Stray dogs. Roving packs of stray dogs all over Sochi. Really? IOC, did you ever even go to this place, like maybe in the wintertime, just to see what it might actually be like when it comes to the Olympics? Like, you know when the Olympics are coming, so you could probably maybe visit there a couple years ahead of time. See? Before, like a couple years before you choose, because the people put their cities in the hat years, like a decade in advance, and then you choose them 6 years before, and they have 6 years to put it all together. 6. And they didn't have hotels that worked. The Olympic Village wasn't complete. I don't even think it was complete before the Olympics were over.
No.
So that was a bad call.
Very bad.
So next time when you pick an Olympic city, go there first.
Yeah.
Just gonna go out on a limb here and say,
stay there for a weekend.
Yeah.
Bring some vodka. Have some laughs.
I also forgot that they were asking people in the village to bring their pillows for the athletes. The athletes didn't have pillows in their rooms. So they were asking people to bring their personal.
So no electricity, doors that don't work, and no linens. Good job, guys.
Awesome. And these are world-class athletes that are training their whole lives to be here for this moment, and you are disrespecting them in, like, the worst possible way that I could think of. Wow. Awesome. Way to represent Russia. Go Putin.
Booty poo.
So anyway, so that was kind of a funny grievance, because really it was kind of funny to see all the pictures of the busted out doors. That's great. So great.
Speaking of funny pictures.
Yeah.
My next grievance.
Yeah.
Die-ins.
Oh, for love.
There was a picture tweeted out this past weekend or earlier on this week, because I have no concept of time. But there was a die-in at some mall.
Oh, is it the blonde chick?
The blonde chick. She has a smile on her face. She has a latte in her hand. And in the background, you see, we'll call him a black man. Head up. Eyes darting right.
But she had yoga pants on, so I mean.
So, Rusty's had the best caption for it, going, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm damn!
That's awesome.
But yes, die-ins are a big grievance of mine, because you guys aren't, number one, you aren't doing it right. taking over private property and saying, going, you can't arrest you. They can.
They can.
Because it's private property.
And it's considered a protest. You actually have to get written permission ahead of time on private property to have a protest.
Yes. And then doing a die-in, and then, oh, we're going to still talk on our smartphones.
Oh, yeah, we're on our phones.
We're going to be eating.
But we're laying here because passive-aggressive.
Because hashtag Black Lives Matter.
YOLO.
That too.
Maybe not YOLO, but Black Lives Matter. Hey, quick question. With the Black Lives Matter hashtag, does that mean no other lives matter?
Or another question is, if hashtag Black Lives Matter, why don't you go to Planned Parenthood with that message? Just saying. Just saying.
Or high schools to try to keep kids out of gangs so they don't, like, kill each other and stuff.
Heck yeah!
But, no, you're going to a mall. Now, let's think about your target audience here. I understand that you're trying to get the most press coverage possible. I get it. I understand. Whatever. You know, boost your numbers, blah, blah, blah. But think about who's at the mall actually trying to shop. Is it thugs? Is it police officers? Are they the ones that are there that are trying to do the shopping, the ones that you supposedly hate? Or is it more like people like me, suburban moms? Because your die-ins are happening in the middle of the day. Okay. Most people have jobs. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. Well, actually, yeah, most people have jobs. A lot of people don't right now, but it's starting to get a little bit better.
We're still at, like, I think 53%.
Yeah,
jobs.
so
Full-time jobs.
So we definitely have more than half, but you're doing this in the middle of the day, which begs a couple of questions. Number one, why don't you have a job?
And if you don't have a job, why aren't you in school?
And if you do have a job, why are you staging a die-in? Oh, wait, are you getting paid to do a die-in?
Ooh.
Is that what? Because everybody who is dressed for these die-ins, they actually have kind of nice clothes on.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. Anyway, but you got to think about your target audience.
Exactly.
Are you trying to guilt people like me into thinking, oh my gosh, look at how horrible this is? Because I'm going to tell you right now, first of all, you probably all have your facts wrong. Michael Brown didn't die an innocent little baby. He attacked a police officer. That was proven to be true. And then he charged the police officer after he attacked him. That's why he got shot. And he died as a result of those wounds. Sucks. I'm sorry that happened. It should have never happened. He shouldn't have done that. He should have been smarter. But he wasn't. And that's what happened. Okay, Eric Garner, that's probably the closest that you're going to get to making me feel bad, but you're still not going to make me feel bad because here's the deal. He was resisting arrest. He had been arrested several times for the same infraction. Now, we can go back and forth about whether that law is okay or not, blah, 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 whatever. I don't really care. But even if it wasn't following under the law of not selling loosies, you're still talking about operating a business without a license, which is exactly what he was doing. He was selling a controlled substance without a license, and it is a controlled substance. Let's not be, we need to be real about this. Okay, so he's doing that, so the police show up. He resists arrest. He is a big guy. Big, huge, massive guy. I'm not saying that derogatory. It's the fact. He was a big guy. The officers trying to arrest him were not that big. Okay? So the one officer does his best to subdue him. Now, I question anybody who says, oh, they should have done something else. Really? Like what? Because if they had tased him and he had had a heart attack at that point, then why'd they use a taser? Why didn't they just try to take him down? If they had shot him, first of all, that officer would be gone if they had shot him at that point because it was a passive resistance to arrest. It wasn't an active resistance. He wasn't fighting the police officers, but he was trying to walk away from them. I watched the video. Don't. Y'all can send the hate mail if you want, but I know what I'm talking about here. Yeah, our names are right there. So there you go. So he was passively resisting arrest, which means that when you escalate the use of force, then you're doing it wrong. So the proper use of force was used. What most likely happened was he had situational or positional asphyxiation. He's a big guy. He was worked up. He got taken to the ground. And at that point, because he was so big, he probably did compress his lungs. He probably was not able to take a full breath. But he was not choked. If he had been choked, he wouldn't have been able to talk. Can't talk. And if they had cut off the blood flow, he would have already passed out before he hit the ground. So it was not a chokehold of any sort. It was a submission hold to get him down on the ground. They got him down on the ground. They should have sat him probably right back up again, but let's face it, he was a big guy, and then he passed out. So
I would just like to add something before we go on. Everybody keeps going on about the I can't breathe part of it. Okay, obviously, y'all have never been in fights with siblings or people in your neighborhood where you're playing fighting.
Right.
I have. I put my arm around somebody's neck and I kind of hold. The first thing that comes out of their mouth, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And then guess what? So you're like, oh no, you take your arm off, and they're like, I got you.
Right. And police officers deal with that sort of, oh, the cuffs are too tight. Oh, circulation is cutting off from my arm because you have it too tight. I can't hold my arms behind my back because of this officer. I can't hold it. I can't breathe. These are things officers hear all the time. If they took them seriously every single time, do you know how much danger each officer would be in every single time they listen to it? They can't listen to it. They have to kind of block it out because it's usually a ploy of some sort.
Exactly.
In this instance, it wasn't. I believe that he was having trouble breathing, but I believe it was of his own doing. He was worked up. He had been taking heavy breaths before this point. So, your stupid die-ins are based on emotion and not the facts of each individual case. You need to stop. You need to just stop this. You're hurting commerce. You're causing problems that don't need to be caused. And I understand you think it's really cute and whatever, and it's bringing attention to your I can't breathe, Black Lives Matter cause. I don't understand what the cause is because that's now associated with what do we want?
Dead cops.
When do we want them?
Now.
Okay, so, and now there's dead cops. Yeah. Oh, and we just found out recently that another cop had his arm broken in, not in Brooklyn, but in Harlem. Yes, an officer had his arm broken in Harlem. Okay, people, simmer down.
Yeah. Just calm it down a bit. Here's the thing. Miss Muffy talked about earlier, but the whole, you're a racist. Here's the thing. Number one, stop with that. If you really want racism to mostly go away, because you're never going to 100% get it right. No. Because there's always going to be hatred in people's hearts. And some people are always going to be haters. But for the most part, if you truly want racism to go away and everybody have equal footing and all that, number one, quit making yourself out to be a victim. Unless you are truly a victim. And I mean, you have battle scars type stuff. Like, yeah, I can say I've seen people from 1950s and earlier, even some of the early 60s and earlier that I have talked to, they have scars and they have real physical stuff that has happened to them. People that were spat on, had water hoses on them. All these horrible stuff. Okay, but you know what? Most of them, if you talk to them now, they rose above it and didn't stay a victim. You people, yes, I said you people. They're sitting there going, I've been told that I'm a victim because of white privilege.
Oh, good Lord.
And so I'm being held down by the back. Guess what? I'm not holding you down. Miss Muffy ain't holding you down.
I want to help you.
No one's holding you down except for you. As a friend told me, how's that go? Something is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's something to the fact that how you believe about yourself is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you feel like you're never going to succeed, guess what? You're never going to succeed. If you feel like you're going to succeed, you're going to succeed. You make your mind up how you want to be.
White privilege is a myth. People just, I want to let you know. Now, I understand the argument. People look more favorably on somebody who is white versus somebody who is black, and so then we get affirmative action. Well, affirmative action, all that does is say, if you have two equal people coming in, then you hire based on race. Now, excuse me, isn't that the same as what was going on before? But now it benefits a different group of people, so now it's okay.
Right.
No. What happened to hiring the best person for the job?
Right.
I mean, the best person for the job. I say interviews should be done over the phone. No allusion to race or gender should be given on applications, or age, for that matter.
Right.
And you should be hired based solely on the content of your character. Oh, I said it 3 times already. What? If you are good enough to do the job, then you are good enough to do the job. Your skin color and gender and sexual orientation and age should have nothing to do with it. Exactly. Nothing at all. I personally believe that. I don't care who I work next to. Are you able to do your job? Excellent. Cool. Let's get along. You're not able to do your job? Get the F out. I'm done with you.
Right.
So, hiring practices before affirmative action may not have been working. Affirmative action is not working. So, could we stop with the race talk?
Exactly.
I don't care what your color is. I don't care. Are you a good person? Are you? Because if you are, let me know.
Right.
I'll talk to you. I don't care. I don't care. I talk to everybody because I like people. And I find talking to people is very soothing and fun. And I've met the most interesting. I would have never met Sparkles here if I hadn't actually spoken to her. Okay? I could have stayed in my little bubble and been like, no, don't talk to me.
Same here.
But we talked to each other. Right. Right.
All over hair color, too.
Right. We bonded. I had pink hair back then. I don't anymore. I miss it. But I killed my hair doing it. So. But we bonded over hair color. And since then, we've developed this really great friendship, obviously. But if I hadn't talked to her or she hadn't talked to me,
right,
you guys would be bored right now because you wouldn't be watching May Dames.
Exactly.
What would you be
You're
doing?
welcome, America.
You'd be crying, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd be crying. You'd be drinking straight vodka and crying, wouldn't you?
Yes.
I know you
And
would.
it wouldn't even be the good vodka. It'd be that bottom shelf $5 a bottle vodka that burns all the way down. Oh. Well, but you bring up a good point. Since we're talking about affirmative action and all this stuff. Okay, this year it kind of blew up in my face, especially on Facebook, the whole marriage equality thing.
Oh, good.
So I would like to bring this up because, yes, this is a big grievance of mine. Because gay people need rights. Here's the thing. Can you vote? Yes. Are you able to do everything else that I'm able to do? Yes. When it comes to marriage, the only reason marriage certificates started, because you can look this up in the history books.
Y'all are going to get a knowledge smackdown.
Because once upon a time, the only way you were like married was if you went from a priest or a pastor or the traveling guy, and
religious ceremony.
He would marry you. If you lived with a person of the opposite sex for 7 years, you were considered common law married. If you lived with somebody of the same sex, gender,
you were roommates.
You were roommates, and you know what? No one knew unless you told them. Nobody cared unless you told them.
Right.
Then came the freedom of black people, the slaves down in the South. The government's like, oh, no, we can't have them mixing. So a lot of them started to go, we now must have marriage certificates. We now must get involved. And you can look up on the internet. They actually had rules of how much of what descent you could have before you could marry another one. Like if you were like 1/8 black, 1/4 Mexican, and something else, you couldn't marry a white person, but you can marry these races. That's why we have marriage certificates, because it all started because people in the government got scared and wanted control. We allowed it. We're like, okay, whatever. So then it came, the gays wanted to marry. The government's like, why are they even involved? Here's the thing. Personally, if you want to live together and love it, put a ring on each other's finger to show the world that you love each other, I don't care.
Do it.
But on the same hand, if a certain church does not want you to get wed in their church building, you cannot sue.
No.
That's not what they're there for.
You get to go to a different church that will.
Yes, there's some churches there's wedding chapels that will marry you no problem.
Oh yeah, no sweat. But here's the deal: you may not be married. What you might have is a civil union. Now let me explain.
Because there's a difference.
Actually, there's a very little difference.
That much of a difference.
Okay. My husband and I, technically speaking, have a civil union. We do not have a marriage. We were not married in a church. We were not married by clergy. We were married by a justice of the peace outside in a sculpture garden.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah, it was very pretty. It was lovely. Ugh, it was great. But fact of the matter is, we did not have a religious ceremony. Therefore, we are not married in that sense. We have a civil union. Now, in Germany, this is the really fun part. Let's follow along. In Germany, they have two ceremonies. You have the marriage ceremony and you have the civil union ceremony. The marriage ceremony is the religious side of things. The civil union is so that the government knows what the heck you're doing, right? Okay, so why don't we adopt that here in the United States?
Right.
See, with a civil union, if you are part of a same-sex marriage, which is awesome, do it. Whatever, I don't really care.
Because I really don't care unless I'm dating you.
If you love that person, then God bless. I love that you love that person. I'm glad that you found them.
It's happiness.
Yes, I believe everybody should be happy. However, if you have found that person and you want to get married, then you need to find a religious institution that will marry you. If you want to be with that person and have the legal benefits afforded to you through the government, guess what? You have that option. It is called a civil union. So get off your freaking high horse, get a civil union, and get over yourselves. I have a civil union. I am heterosexual. I am married to my husband. I love him. And
yeah,
it's
kind of sick. I've been here for 2 years. 2 days. Just seemed like 2 years because today was Christmas and there was children involved.
We're ridiculously cute.
They are.
It's awful.
It is.
It sickens people, really. So
I love them though, but they love each other like you would not believe.
We are going to renew our vows with our pastor on our 20th anniversary, which is coming up in about 3 years. We've already planned it out. We know what we're going to do. And at that time that we renew our vows with our pastor, we will then be married. Until then, we technically have a civil union.
Which is fine.
The government is the only one that sees us as a union, as a couple. And we get all those benefits. But as a civil union, you get all the benefits that the government gives you. You get shared income, you get shared custody, you get shared property rights. If one of you dies, you can take over the property. You can do all of that. Seriously. Get over yourselves. I'm so tired of this argument. Oh, it's just like the civil rights. No, it is
so different. Please, so different on so many levels. Please, step back, take a breath, and look at it logically. I know it's hard for some people because feelings.
Feelings, emotions, tears.
Yes. And I know it's hard to separate emotions from what's going on because I know you guys are fighting for a cause, but you need to step back and look at what kind of a cause you're fighting for because it's the wrong fight.
Yeah.
Because like at the beginning of this piece, I told you, why is the government even involved? They're telling you who you can and cannot marry. That's not the right of the government.
No.
This is why we're libertarian conservatives, because the government should not be this far up our derrieres of our personal lives. They are there to keep us protected from foreign enemies. That is their main job.
Pretty much, yeah.
If I remember right, in history class, I was told the reason the 13 colonies formed a union together of themselves is so they would have a common currency, a common language, and a common defense against outsiders. That's what they were there for. Now we have all of these ridiculous laws telling us how we can live the silliest things in our lives. And yet, you know what? It kind of gets me. It really does. If I wanted to start a business tomorrow, back in the day, I could start the business right out in my living room, sell my wares, whatever. Now I have to have a business license. I have to register my business name. I have to have all these things in order. It will cost me a couple $1,000s just to do that.
Yeah, true story.
Now, what sense does that make? Like, if I want to make something at my house, even if I even bake something at my house and I want to sell it, I can't. Why? Because my kitchen is not sanctioned or whatever by the federal government and local government.
Yeah. Las Vegas, you actually have to have a storefront.
Yeah.
And a kitchen that the health department can come through and check before they will give you a license to be able to sell your baked goods. Now, I bake out of my home, and I get tips for what I bake. And I've not poisoned anyone.
No.
No one's gotten sick of anything that I've made yet.
No. Where I grew up, the church ladies would make the cake for the married couple. That was their gift. The local bakeries got upset and sued them, and so the government said, "Oh, no, you can no longer do." Even though the church kitchen has the health inspector come in and goes through.
They have to, because it's a public place.
They can't do it anymore because they're not a business.
You know what? Bite me.
And it was a gift. The couple was not paying for it. It was a gift from the church ladies, and they're going, "This is how we want to help you."
Yeah.
And they're no longer allowed to help because people got greedy and went to government for help. We have 2 or 3 minutes left.
We do.
Because been drinking and I can't tell time.
What? No way. No way. Okay, so here's the deal. Gay people, go get civil unions and be happy with your lives.
Yes.
Okay.
Al Sharpton, go bye-bye.
Good Lord, please.
GOP, grow up hair. Ooh, grow up hair.
Anyway, Diane people.
Oh, for the Diane people, just to let you know, me and my friends have come up with some things. One of my friends is going to wear stilettos if she decides with, and she's going to walk all over you. Me personally, I have blind relatives, and I will have no problem borrowing their cane and sunglasses. And I know how to use it so I can look blind, and you guys will leave with bruises, and I will also walk over you, and if you knew how big of a gal I am, you're going to hurt. Now, my other friend has a real genius idea, and this may deter you a bit. He's going to drink a lot of beer and eat a lot of White Castle and come and crop dust y'all.
Ooh, you don't want that. Suddenly you won't be dead no more.
Ooh, because tear gas has nothing on that.
Yeah. And all you're doing, by the way, is asking for more police to come and arrest your dumb butts. And when you start requesting more police to show up, what you are actually doing is causing overtime to happen. Guess what happens when overtime happens? The coffers start to run a little bit dry. Guess how police get paid?
Well, tax
You pay for them. So unless you want to get taxed more.
Yeah, use some common knowledge. God done gave you a brain.
Well, I hope so.
Use it.
Yeah,
please.
That would be wise. Let's get together.
And let's get together. Yeah. We'll have lots of fun.
Yeah, you know the lyrics better than I do. That's sad because it's a Disney movie. I should know that. But dying people, you know what? Right here. See, end up girlism and beautifly wings. Go ahead, please. Let's brainstorm. Let's come up with some better ideas of what you can do. Like, maybe you could bring cookies to your local police department.
Cookies are awesome. I'm pretty sure if we could teach terrorists how to make cookies, there'd be no more terrorism.
Cookies are awesome. Just the smell of them is like,
oh my goodness. We have to teach them about the wonderful things of what vanilla can do in your life.
Just don't make two cups of it.
Yeah, that was hilarious. But we got to end because
we do. Our grievances have been aired. I think.
Yes, and we will see you all next year.
2 weeks, people. And sadly, we won't be together.
No. Because as much as I love being here in Vegas, I have bills to pay, and my job is on the other coast.
My grievance is she won't be here anymore.
My grievance is I won't be here anymore.
Damn it. Anyway. All right. Good night, all.